Hey guys, it's Rebecca, and I'm here today to celebrate Glee with the Glee book tag. This was created by Kayla Rain over on her channel, and I saw it and I was like, Glee! Glee! Which I know it's not as great now as it used to be because it kind of went downhill with some of the characters. They brought in new characters and they took the old ones and then all this happened. But I just can't stop watching. It's one of those shows that, like, I don't even like it anymore, but I just love it at the same time. It's a guilty pleasure. Let's just be honest. It's a guilty pleasure. And I started watching it at the beginning. I actually met a few of the guys or girls or people, cast members from Glee when I was working on So You Think You Can Dance right before it came out. So that was really, really, really cool. And I'm kind of now like, well, I have it invested now. So in honor of that, and in honor of it being the final season of Glee, the last time we get to hear fun versions of songs, I'm going to do the Glee tag. So, number one is for Rachel. And Rachel's question is, what books have you read to be an overachiever in your fandom? Well, that sounds exactly like Rachel, overachiever that she is. I haven't read like a super ton of, I haven't read the James Potter series yet, which are like a fan fiction version of like James Potter from Harry Potter. And there's not like any additional really things. I mean, I've read all the Harry Potter books, obviously, like the special making of and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna go way back on this one, and I'm going to go with Hanson, because I was a huge, huge, huge Hanson fan. Who am I kidding? I still am a huge, huge, huge Hanson fan. So this one is the ultimate trivia book, with such wonderful questions like, at what Tulsa club did the boys have to play outside in the parking lot? The answer is the Blue Rose Cafe. I don't know that anymore. It's been too long. But look how cute they are. So young. Aw. I was in love with Zach. So, anyway, I read all of these. I read all of the, like, Zack Attack books and the, like, unofficial biography and the official biography, which I don't have anymore. They're somewhere in a closet, in an attic, or somewhere. We moved a lot. But I'm gonna stay with my Hanson books, because I had a lot of them, and I read way too many of them. The next question is for Mercedes, and the question is, what book just has it all? For me, the answer is simple. Harry Potter. One of them, all of them, some of them, many of them, whatever. Harry Potter. Is there any other answer? Number 3 is Kurt, and that's, what book did you read before it was popular? Because, you know, Kurt's a trendsetter. I'm gonna go with Red Rising. It's been out for probably a year or so, but I just discovered it, and I hadn't really seen it anywhere on BookTube except for, I think I finally just saw a review, like, right about when I started reading this book, or was in the middle of it, and that's kind of it so far that I've seen on BookTube. Maybe I just have been missing them, so please direct me to them if you find them. The only one I know of is Katie's. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Red Rising because I feel like it's gonna get really popular now that we're all hyping it up, but no one's really hyping it up all that much yet. So I'm gonna go with Red Rising. Number 4 is Artie, and it's, what book do you wish had more recognition or popularity on YouTube? Because you see Artie and then you don't see Artie, and the cats are fighting, so that happens. But I'm gonna go with Wool, and this is from the Silo Saga, just the Silo Saga in general, all 3, which is Wool, Shift, and Dust. And they're all really, really, really great. They're pretty big and thick. They're all about the same size, and no one talks about this, and it's so good. So read it, read it, read it, read it, read it. Number 5 is Tina, and it says, what book are you just not sure whether or not you like it or not? Because you never can tell with Tina. Do you like her? Do we not like her? I never know. But I'm gonna go with The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I don't know. I liked part of it. I hated part of it. I don't know. I don't know. Number 6 is Will, Mr. Schuster, and it's, what book do you always go back to for comfort? And I'm gonna go back to Sorcerer's Stone from Harry Potter. Every time I read this book, it brings me back to how I felt when I was 11 years old, reading it for the first time, and it just makes me all warm inside. It's warm and fuzzy. So, although this isn't my original copy, I have that at school because it's paperback and it's a little worn down. So I keep that one at school. This is still, it's Harry Potter. I love it. The next question, number 7, is about Finn. And if you've seen Glee or you know the story, then you know that the story of Finn takes you on an emotional roller coaster ride. So his question is fittingly, what book has taken you on an emotional roller coaster ride? And mine is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, because I cried pretty much like 50 pages in, all the way till the end. And then I would laugh, and then I would cry. Lots more, and lots more, and lots more after that. Like, I can't read it very often, and I can't watch the movie very often because it legitimately, like, wrecks me. There are probably tear stains in here because I was sobbing the entire time that I read it. So this one definitely, emotional roller coaster equals Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And pretty much all of them from, like, Goblet of Fire on, but especially this one. Just want to cry. Just looking at it makes me want to cry a little bit. Number 8 is for Quinn, and it's what book does everybody love that you just seem to loathe? I think I'm going to go with The Magicians by Les Grossman. I don't have a copy of this one. I read it on my iPad because I got it for fairly cheap from the Kindle store, and I read it and I was expecting to love it, and I just didn't love it. And some people absolutely do love it, and good for them, and I wish I was like them, but I can't. No. I'll probably finish out the series though, just because I will. I like to know what happens. Number 9 is Sue, and it's what book did you like way more than you expected? And that one for me, I'm gonna go way back on this one, and I'm gonna go Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, because this was recommended to me and I was like, this is in the kids section, and I thought I was too cool for school for the kids section at the time. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this book about mythology. And then I loved it and I read it in like a day, and then I went and bought all the other ones from the bookstore like that day. I was like, oh, I have to keep reading. I have to keep reading. For number 10, it is for Sam, and it says, what newcomer would you like to see do well in the booktube community, or just in general, I think. And I'm gonna go with Endgame by James Frey. I talked about this one in my wrap-up, and I know just James Frey, but I want to know what happens. So I want it to do well so that the next books come out, and then I can find out what happens. So you need to go read this book so that I can get my answers. Thanks! Finally, here we are. Last question. It's question number 11, and it is for Blaine. It says, what is your most romantic book choice? And I'm gonna go back to the classics of Pride and Prejudice, and you can actually see, like, my copy is so worn down. It is ridiculous. I need a new copy, like, whoa. But it's such a classic love story. I love it. I love that Elizabeth Bennet has a mind of her own, and she is a strong female character in a time when female characters were not. And I just love that, and I love Darcy, and all the feels of beauty and romance, and it's what we want, right? So anyway, that is the Glee tag. Again, it was created by Kayla Rain over on her channel. I'll put a link down in the little description doobly-doo box down there, so you can head on to her channel and check her out and subscribe to her, because she's super duper awesome, and she created this tag, and like, Glee! Glee! So that's it for me, and I will see you next time. So that's it. That's the Glee tag. I feel like there should be like that music behind me right now. Maybe I'll throw it in there so that you can hear it. And I'm gonna go with Red Rising, just because. Oops.